If it's a day called today, we're talking guitars and life. Let's get into it.
Well, welcome back everybody to another exciting episode of What's Going On? No, seriously guys, hey man, welcome back to another exciting episode of Ted Talks Guitars and Life. Jack, man, I pray that you're having a fantastic day wherever today might find you. You are looking at Carlos. Yeah, man, old Carlos. Carlos is an acoustic guitar that I bought at the local marketplace for $20 US. And I told the seller when I purchased it, oh, by the way, man, same cat that I bought Old Red from. I bought this guitar in Old Red for $70. Yeah, man. So, 20 bucks for Carlos. So Carlos has some issues that we are attempting to resolve on the channel. And guys, I don't work on a lot of acoustic guitars, and so I am kind of sort of out of my depth, man. So if you fancy a journey with an acoustic guitar and watch old Ted do something he ain't never done before, Jack, why don't you run on out to the kitchen, grab yourself a Diet Coke, a cup of coffee, and a nice Ted Talks Guitars and Life cup. No, guys, get your favorite snack, man. I would recommend some popcorn and a soft pretzel, Jack. Meet me back at the workbench, baby. Come on, man, get your snacks. We got work to do, Jack. Let's get into it. Yeah, guys, so in previous vids for Carlos, we did copacetically handle up some fret work and all the things. We did purchase some upgradable parts. We'll talk about that down the road. But we had a significant challenge on the bridge. The challenge with the bridge piece is that it did not have one of these doohickeys right here. That's a technical term, you understand. That is what I'm calling a saddle cradle. And yeah, man. Since Carlos didn't come with those, I did purchase one. Now, this saddle cradle was just something I found on the Zon. I don't know if it's exactly the right one. It is not quite copacetically long enough to fill that gap right there, okay? However, in a lot of the images of acoustic guitars that have this kind of thing that I saw online, some of them had a shorter piece like that. Didn't go all the way to the end. So we did in the last vid fill the original holes for the screws because the screws were not in alignment with this. This was designed for a longer piece, clearly. Now maybe I could go out on the Zon and purchase one of those. I do not know, guys. I haven't been able to find one. So I figured what we could do is fill those holes. We could drill new holes for these pilot screws and get on down the road. Now we had a couple of challenges. One challenge is that groove right there had less wood than the other side. And I did attempt to just kind of fill all that in. So my friends, since the last time we spoke, I have ascertained two key things. One key thing is that this saddle piece is pretty high. So if I put it right here, you know, that string action would be okay. If I put it inside there, it adds about 2 mil to it. And I think that there's no way that that string action is going to be playable. It's going to be way too high. So I had a thought. Because there was some buildup inside of this, what I'm calling a groove, that's a scientific term, I decided that I would take a flathead screwdriver and a hammer and I would chisel away inside of there. So I've been doing that off camera, and I thought, man, let me fire up the vid, Jack. Bring y'all along for the ride. Who doesn't want to see Ted jack up a perfectly good guitar? Well, my friends, is it a perfectly good guitar? It was 20 bucks. It's got no strings on it. It had no tuners on it. Completely unplayable. Those frets were horrendous. So, my friends, here we go. That's what we're doing today. So, I have two strategies in mind. Strategy number one is I'm going to continue to try to clean out that pocket, as it were. Okay? I'm going to get it as flat and as low as I can get it. Okay? I'm also going to pull out this blue tape that we put in last time we were hanging out. Man, how's your day going, guys? Man, what y'all working on? Anybody got any cool guitar projects you've been working on, Jake? Anybody got a guitar just sitting on your lap doing a little picking and grinning this morning? Man, what y'all doing? Man, oh man, it is so cool for me to get to hang out with you guys, man. It really, really is. Makes my day every time, my friends. Thanks for taking time to be on the journey with me, man. Man, I had a cat reach out to me today, man, a new viewer to the channel, and he actually said that he had subbed a while ago, but he's just never made any comments, man. Said he was 64, you know, a retired cat, man, learning to pick the guitar now and hanging out, enjoying life, doing some doodling and stuff like that. And thanked me for my vids, man. And he's working up the courage to do some setup work and found some kind of encouragement and inspiration on the channel. Man, that made my heart sing, my friends. Guys, look, 3 things are true today, every day, and they're still true, Spark. Maybe that day will come, my friend, when I can say I'm a luthier, but for right now, I am not a luthier. 2, I'm not a professional. And number 3, all this channel has ever been is one man's journey with all things guitars, and we talk about a lot of life. So, since this was a $20 investment, worst case scenario, I completely destroy this and all of our work to date on that neck and, you know, is kind of thrown out the window. That's not a very big investment because I enjoy doing, hey Keith knows I love working on a guitar neck, baby, so that's not wasted time, man. I learn something every time I do a fret leveling, so that's all to the good. So I figure, man, you know, what's the worst thing that can happen, Brant, man? I totally jacked this up and we end up with some firewood or some wall art or something like that. So what I'm going to do is, because this is, again, so high, I'm going to try to lower that pocket. And when I get it as low as I can get it, then we're going to drill our pilot holes. Then we're going to seat this, okay? But before we seat it, we've got to select a nut. Okay, now I've got one right here, but as you can tell, and I don't know why this is the case, man, but they sold this to me, and it had several nuts in it. I don't believe these are bone nuts at all. I think they're straight up plastic. But anyway, guys, you can tell they're all too long. I mean, all of them. None of these saddles fit copacetically. Maybe that one, but that one's so low. You know, that's not tall enough. So anyway, all right, so that's what we're doing, man. So I was working on that. I was chipping wood out. I was about to get some sandpaper and some other implements of destruction out and figured I'd bring you guys along for the ride. All right, guys, let me see if I can get you in here pretty close to the action and we'll get on with it, man. Let me quit stalling. All right, so in theory, my friends, if I were to take some sandpaper, let me grab some sandpaper. All right, is that gonna work? I don't know. I'm wrap a little 180 around this saddle. I'm gonna see if I can kind of get in there a little bit like this. Yeah, it's not gonna work out, is it? Well, be patient, man. Guys, when you do this kind of stuff, man, you know, and you may never want to do this. That's all right. I know some of you hate this kind of stuff, man. Last thing you want to do is do this to a guitar. Well, my friends, you can always come to the channel and watch old Ted, man. Because I'm going to do it because this is the way I learned to do stuff. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of Sparky's green tape that he sent me. Thanks, Spark. Appreciate you, baby. I'm going to tape this sandpaper on there because I'm sick of trying to hold it. Maybe that'll work. Maybe it won't. Probably won't. Guys, everything I do is trial and error, man. Now, you may be wondering, as I am, how long can we do that before we go through the other side of that? Well, I don't know. Days like this, I wish I had old Marshall on speed dial, man. Guys, check out Marshall's channel, man. Set up by Marshall. He does some great work. Unlike me, that cat knows what he's doing. I'm just making it up as I go along, guys. And I'm going to try to turn that around and get a little bit more aggressive paper on there. Fresh paper, I mean. Now, in theory, we're smoothing that out, guys. In theory. Are we really? I don't know. Am I making it worse? I don't know, man. Headphones. All right, let's take a gander at what we got. I'm gonna need some more coffee first, Jack. Cheers, everybody. Essentially, the challenge is that if this apparatus is outside of that, okay, it's about 1 centimeter, okay? If it's inside, it's about 12 mil, okay, more than 1 centimeter. So that's why I'm saying in the pocket. I was trying to get it at least flush like that, because I think if that's where the saddle was, for an acoustic guitar, you're not going to do a lot of playing up here, a lot of shredding. That might be okay. And all this is an experiment. And oh, by the way, look at that juicy goodness right there, Jack. Yeah, man. 20 bucks, guys. 20 bucks. 20 bucks to learn some stuff. That's what I paid. And maybe, you know, I bought this guitar hoping that I could fix it for DJ whose guitar got stolen. And yeah, I could have bought her a brand new guitar, man, and just given it to her. Here's a guitar, baby. But, you know, what says love more than me knocking myself out trying to fix this, baby? All right. So I think I'm going to continue to do the sanding thing. That's what I think. I think that's kind of sort of working out for me. I don't know that it is. I'm telling myself it is, man. Man, I just got a text from Brant. Brant, this will timestamp the video for you, baby. Brant just got in his shop a G&L Tele, man. Yeah, man. Looks fantastic. He's all excited to get to work on it, and I'm excited for him. Yeah, those are good guitars, man. I know everybody's talking about how they recently kind of went out of business and what's going to happen to them and all that, but G&L, man, were good guitars. I've had a couple through the years. All right. In fact, fun story, man. My friend, Ted, not me, my other friend named Ted, used to manage a box store here in town. Goes by the initials GC. The story, you understand. And I was in there one day looking for a Tele, and I was looking at a Fender made in Mexico and like a Squier, you know, classic vibe, something like that. And he came and he said, "Oh, you're looking for a Tele, huh?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Let me show you something nobody wants." He went and pulled that a G&L off the wall, man. Much more affordable, solid instrument, man. Shout out Ted, man. I hope you're doing well, baby. I know you probably don't even know my channel exists, but that's all right. If you ever figure it out, welcome to the party, Jack. He's actually the reason I got into this, man. Yeah, man, he hung up a shingle doing guitar tech stuff, and I had a Tele, Harley Benton that I had purchased, and then I bought a Squier Classic Vibe. It's a long story, man. It's all documented in the channel. Just look for the playlist in the description below. Harley Benton stories. You'll see all about it. But anyway, and so he hung a shingle and was doing some guitar tech work, and I said, "Man, I'd love to bring my Tele over to you, baby. I got these frets, man, and they're just driving me crazy. My strings getting caught up all underneath them. You know, man, and when you don't work on guitars, that stuff freak you out, Jack." Where are my scissors? Come on, man. Where did everybody put my stuff? Oh, I found it. Whew, I thought somebody was getting fired. Yeah, if anybody gets fired, you're the first to go, jackwad. That's not very nice. Well, nobody likes you, Mr. Critic. All right, guys. So anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, Ted. So, well, our schedules just never would align, man. He had a lot of stuff going on in his life at the time, and I had stuff going on in my life at the time, and we just never, man, we tried for months. And finally, I just kind of got tired of waiting. And I started watching YouTube videos on how to do stuff. Yeah, man, I sure did. I watched Dave over at Dave's World of Fun stuff. And my dear brother Vic, man, who I've since built a friendship with over at Fret Friends Luthier Workshop, something like that. It's a long title. I'll put descriptions in the link below. And then I found Two Bike Mike and J-Man. Well, the rest is channel history, baby. They gave me the courage, man, to try. You know what I'm saying? And all of those cats, man, approach things differently. They have different opinions. They have different stylings, you know, all those kinds of things. But I learned a lot about basic tools and, you know, setups and stuff like that. I don't think I've ever seen any of them exactly do anything like this. But my point is they gave me the inspiration. Not that they couldn't. I'm just saying I hadn't seen that. And it could be content on their channel. I just hadn't found it. Didn't really go looking for it. Who goes looking for acoustic repair at this level? And now I know Marshall, so I don't know Marshall. It's not like we hang out or anything, watch baseball games. I watch his channel, what I mean, and support him the best I can. But the point is that those guys gave me the courage, man, to try. Guys, try, man. Try. What's the worst thing that can happen? Sorry if that sounded prescriptive, man. You don't have to try, baby. You know, looking back, man, if Ted and I's schedule had aligned, man, I'd have just taken him to Tele. He'd have fixed it, and I wouldn't have gotten into any of this. In fact, man, you know, when I was playing more regularly every weekend at the church, I bought some Epiphone LPs, man. I was into them at the time. Nice honey burst, juicy goodness. Man, I love those guitars. Anyway, those guitars all needed a little bit of love, man. Guys, most guitars that you buy need a little bit of love, man. These unicorns people talk about buying, where they buy a guitar and it don't need to be set up and everything's great out of the box. Man, that's great if you can get it, man, but that ain't my luck. Headphones. So anyway, man, there's a cat around town that used to work over at Paul Reed Smith. I don't know if he was a tech for Paul Reed Smith or he was in sales. I don't know, man. I just know he worked at Paul Reed Smith. And he hung a shingle, and actually, I didn't have to take him anything, man. That cat came to my office, picked up the guitar, did the work, brought the guitar back. I paid him. Life was good, Jack. Yeah, man. All that to say, somebody's got to do the work, baby. It's either going to be you or it's going to be somebody you pay. So pay your penny and take your pick, Jack. The other challenge we've got on this guitar, okay, guys, and I hate to even bring this up, because this guitar does have what many acoustic guitars have. Old, neglected acoustic guitars. Let me correct my phrasing. Almost every old acoustic guitar that I've ever seen has a bump right here behind that bridge, and this guitar has one. And if you were to look really, really closely, right here, you could see that this bridge is pulling away a little bit, or wanted to. Can you see that? In fact, if I wanted to, I could probably get a little bit of a screwdriver tip almost in there. Now, I thought about I thought about popping that off, Jack. I sure did. But the problem is that I don't know how to repair the hump. So what good would it do to pop that off if I can't fix that hump? Guys, it's a $20 guitar. I'm not going to go and pay hundreds of dollars to have somebody fix that for me properly. What I was trying to do is get this playable, one measure of success at a time. If I can do that, if I can get a saddle piece in here, string this guitar up, get it playable, give it to DJ, let her sit around the house, pick and grin, whatever she wants to do with it. Down the road, I can learn how to do that. Now, I did think about putting some CA glue in there, but the problem is that I don't have a clamp. I don't think my Mr. Penn clamps are quite large enough, and that's not even budging. It's not like I can push that in and that piece hits the bass. It just doesn't. But there is a discernible gap, and in time, I'm sure that piece will fly off, and our $20 guitar will be worth no dollars. Some would argue it's not worth any dollars right now, and that's okay. All right, let me see if I can kind of get in here and feel where we're going awry. I believe where we're going awry is that the middle is good. There's buildup in the corners, and the reason that there's buildup in the corners, if you'll remember, is because that is where we put our sawdust, our CA glue, our dowel rod to fill those holes. So it's a little bit precarious at this point in time for me to continue to try to do the same thing in the corner of this, but I'm going to do it, guys. Again, I'm just taking my flathead screwdriver and a rubber mallet hammer. I'm angling down. If I had a chisel, I'd use it. I was wishing I had a chisel, and then I thought, well, dude, you got a flathead screwdriver. What's a flathead screwdriver if not a chisel? I know, guys. Put it in the comments. I can take it. Now, some people, you know, man, maybe you watch the channel, and you're thinking, man, and I don't mean the critic, guys, man. The critic's going to criticize everything, but I'm saying maybe you're watching and you're thinking, man, how many $50 guitars can this guy buy? Or in this case, 20. Well, guys, I'm going to keep doing that until I've mastered some skills. And when I've mastered some skills, I'm going to quit doing it. Maybe. I don't know, man. I'm having an awful lot of fun, guys. I'm having an awful lot of fun, baby. I can tell you that much for sure. All right. Headphones. I mean, I don't know if it looks like I'm having fun, but I'm having fun, man. I tell you what really makes this fun, man, is that you guys are hanging out with me while I do it, man. Yeah, man. You guys are the fun for me, man. The relationships we're building, man. Okay, now we're getting there. Now we're, okay. All right, so the edges were the problem. All right, guys, I feel really, really good about that. Now, is it going to work? I still don't know. I feel so good about that. I'm going to do a little bit more down here, man, because it's not quite level. Be afraid, guys. Be very afraid. Imagine what I could do if I had the real tools. Probably destroy it worse. Oh, thank you, Mr. Critic. This is where I start making mistakes, man. When I get close enough, I start seeing the finish line, and I think, man, I'm going to be able to do it. I'm going to be able to do it. Oh, snap. That's when the chaos happens, man. Well, let's see. At the filming of this video, give you a little timestamp activity here. I just posted this morning. Well, I didn't post any. It's scheduled, guys. I don't do any work. It just comes out according to the schedule I give it. The assessment and under the hood of Old Red posted today. So yeah, that's about the timestamp for it. All right, let me spin this bad boy around if I could and go at this other side. So anyway, so Old Red is, she's done. I just don't know what I'm gonna do with Old Red. I'm a finale video away from being completely done with the project. I'm really kind of disappointed in myself in a couple different ways in reference to Old Red. One is that bridge pickup, man. I cheaped out, guys. Yeah, I should have paid a little bit more. I bought a Guyker bridge pickup, and I ain't mad at the Guyker pickup at all. I think it's a good pickup. It's just not... I did a guitar for Brant, although I didn't know I was doing it for Brant at the time, but Brant ended up purchasing Tease SBH-HD that Brian over Searching for Tone, shout out Brian, sent over to me. It was a body and the neck basically, and I did the work on it, headphones. And that guitar, I put a Music Lily. I thought it was a Guyker, but I went back and looked at my Zon purchases, and it was a Music Lily. It was a 13 something, 13.7 I think. So yeah, about that. All that to say, it rocks, man. It really was a good pickup. So compared to that, I find the 9.7 Guyker pup a little bit lacking. Now, candidly, again, it was a conscious decision on my part. I was buying the pup for Old Red, and I wasn't really sure about Old Red and how successful that project would be. So I thought, well, let me just buy a cheap pup. So I bought a cheap pup. You know what, guys? Sometimes I buy cheap stuff because it's a budget channel and it works out great. Other times I buy cheap stuff, and guess what? You get what you pay for. Sandpaper, I'm going back in. I'm just trying to get these corners where I've chipped away. Oh, by the way, guys, if I hadn't said this before, don't do anything the way I do it. I'm sure there's better ways. And second thing, put it in the comments, guys. If you were doing this, what would you do? Would you just... Maybe I should go back to the Zon and try to buy the right part. Maybe this is the right part, and this is just par for the course. I don't know, but if you had to do this, how would you do it? Love to hear it. Guys, I don't want to scare anybody, but I think we're getting there. By the way, this is 180 grit sandpaper wrapped around a plastic guitar nut. All right, guys, one more time with feeling. Headphones. All right. Yeah, I feel better about that, man. I get that to sit. Yeah, the treble side is higher. So what that means is I've got a little bit more debris in this treble corner than I thought I did. Oh yeah, I see it. It's all that debris right there. All right, guys. Now what we need to do, we need to seat this thing. All right, guys. We're 3.5 either side of those holes. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our drill. Be very, very afraid. Has this guy ever done this before? Of course not. It's Ted Talks Guitars and Life, baby. You knew that. I'm tempted to put a regular screw in there, guys. We're never going to need that saddle up. You know what I mean? It's never going to need to be anywhere other than where it is right there. This is going to accomplish two things for us, guys. I'm thinking. All right, look at that. Look at that. $20, guys. Just keep saying. And anytime you're just like freaking out a little bit, man. Spark, how's your OCD going, baby? Just keep saying to yourself, man, $20. $20. Ho, 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 ho. Guys, I got to tell you, man, I had some optimism that we were going to get that in there. I was not prepared for how good that is, man. All right, so now what we're going to do, one of these I had marked. Let me see if I can find the marked one. All right, here's the marked one. So I think yeah, that's way too high. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sand that much or cut that much of that off. That's what I'm going to do right now. Went out in the backyard with my 180 grit sandpaper and went to town this bad boy, and I think we got our lines pretty much aligned. Let me just check that theory. Yeah, there you go. That's going to work out for us pretty well, I think. Now, I do need to come off the bottom of this just a little bit. Now, I did the bulk of that outside. I'm going to do this little bit inside, so you should probably have a mask or glasses or something like that on, guys. Anyway, here we go. Well, all right, my friends, we have success. So, I can't do anything really more to that until I put some actual strings, some actual tuners on this guitar and move into setup. I think we'll come back and do that in another vid, man. Guys, I can't thank y'all enough for hanging out with me on another crazy journey. Man, special shout out to the Xaviere channel members for all your love, support, encouragement, and constant edification. Man, oh man. You guys are the best. Well, as always, wherever you are in your guitar journey, I pray it's a long, smooth, safe, joy-filled ride for you, Jack. Hey, rock on with your bad selves, everybody. Catch you down the road.